Can you describe Heather in one word?
In one word, oh my gosh. I'd say leader.
Ambitious.
Healthy.
Very determined.
Resilient.
Fun-loving.
Awesome.
Friendly.
Bubbly.
A champagne bottle pop.
Cheery.
She's amazing.
Very efficient.
Energetic. Energetic.
I have to go with energetic.
Tremendously dedicated.
Excellent multitasker.
Fiery.
Joyful.
Enthusiastic.
Energizer bunny.
I'd say bouncy, but more on the Tiggerish end of the scale than the Eeyore end of the scale.
No, she needs too many words. We have a lot of good memories at Parry Sound District General. We did a lot of call in those days. After we did our instruments, we'd have to wash them, wrap them, and we just sometimes didn't know whether to laugh or cry after 17 hours.
When Heather was first orientating in the OR, we do a count with our instruments and with our sponges and needles. And we have an instrument called a coker. She would call them knockers.
Heather would bike to work. So she'd not just get up extra early, but she'd bike to work, and then she'd come and she would shower and get cleaned up, and then we'd start our case. And I'd be like, I would get up 15 minutes before I had to come to work.
We went over the border into the States with a bunch of nurses from other hospitals, and we came out of this restaurant, and there were these motorcycles lined up in front of the restaurant, and we had no idea whose they were. And you're like, Heather, turn around, and I turn around and I see, and Heather's sitting on one of the motorcycles pretending to drive it. And I was like, get off that, those guys are going to come out here. And she was like, oh, what do you think? You think this, how's this look?
I just feel like we do an awful lot of running together. Get this, get that, do this, do that.
Flick is all I can say. She will know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. I remember having a conversation with her about homeschooling my kids, and she's just so open-minded.
What do you see as a quality from Heather that I think is good for important for nursing?
She's friendly with everyone. She doesn't just walk down the hall and do her own thing. She stops and says hi to people.
She's just always reaching out and caring for people. Always.
I would say that Heather was the most accommodating person that I was ever worked with.
She's always engaged and dedicated with whatever needs to be done.
She is very quick thinker. Like you give her a problem and then she'll fix it right away.
I know that Heather is a hard worker, and you know that she's going to do her utmost to do her best job. And I admire her because she's always willing to stay late, come in early, work long shifts.
Heather has more energy than anybody I've ever seen. In all the years I've worked with her, she's always come in. She's the one that comes in with the rosy cheeks because she's ridden her bike down the highway. And she's always encouraging other people to do exercise. And then she comes to work and she gives 150% every time she's there.
Oh, she's very much puts her patients first. She enjoys her job.
Very caring with patients. Very great at explaining things to patients. There's that critical time when you're bringing patients in and putting them off to sleep. They're very nervous, and I've always observed in them to be very, very good with the patients and reassuring.
She's a super patient advocate. Yeah, she always puts the patient first, and that's the most important thing around here. Some of them don't have a voice. They need that person to speak up for them, and she does that very well.
She makes the patient feel so comfortable. She'll chat about something that's totally something that the patient's really interested in. So just to kind of get their mind off what's going on and get them laughing, get them talking, and that's what you want in a nurse.
Heather is a good communicator and teacher.
She definitely just is like a 100% a role model, like the ideal role model for a nurse in the caring aspect.
It's very nice to have someone that is like, why? Be part of the team. Let me understand what's going on, and then I can maybe come up with something more, like that will help better or that has more impact in patients' care. So that's very important and that's very inspiring too.
Heather is amazing when there's a stressful situation because everything could be falling apart around her, and she goes into calm mode, and she just does what has to get done.
Heather can always see the positive in a situation, and that's what I've always appreciated about working with Heather, is if something negative happens, she can still see the other side of it.
You know, all the things that make a place feel vibrant and good definitely is in Heather's soul and being.
What have you learned from working with her?
A lot of good recipes. I learned a lot about chickens.
To be positive.
To take initiative to, if there's something that you don't know.
I've learned a lot from CBC talks. She listens to CBC. And we often would talk like that in the rooms and the current news.
She came to work healthy. She provided a healthy balance of diet and exercise, and she shared that with her colleagues. And it's Heather, I can say, it's finally worn off. I get it now. And I'm trying to be that better, healthier person. Now, I'm not getting up at 4 in the morning and biking like to McKellar, but it's coming.
Well, Heather certainly has taught me that caring for not only your patient but your coworkers as well.
She's one of those people that will take you by the arms and just, now, we're just gonna calm down here, get through this day, and you look at the bright side of everything. She always looks at the bright side of everything. She's forgiving, she gives grace to everyone, and she, once in a while, you know, she'll just give you that smile, which just kind of makes you go, okay, yeah, like, you know what, everything's going to be okay.
Like with Heather, she can always move on. If there's any issues that were troubling, we could always talk about it. And that goes back to Heather's resilience and able to move on and not be crippled by something negative that's happened into our lives.
I've learned that you can have struggles and still come out on top.
What do you think you'll miss about working around her?
Her upbeat liveliness.
I will miss her phone calls.
So I'm really going to miss all that, her coming into work and wondering what she had every day and then sharing it with us.
It's having someone to talk about music stuff.
Her smile. I'll definitely miss her smile when I go into the OR to check on them.
It's her infectious laugh is one thing that stands out to me.
I really like her laugh too, so she has a great laugh when she her laugh is amazing.
Well, I will certainly just miss her like a sister, like a family, as part of being here at work. She's just always there.
We'll definitely miss her presence, her smile, her competence, her just her daily being there.
Sorry, Heather, I will tell this little story because I thought it was funny. She came in and I hadn't seen her because I was off caring for my mom and Heather was on a vacation. And Heather came back and she used to always say, "Hey, how's your mom?" So the first thing she said was, "Hey, how's your mom?" And I looked at her and I thought, oh my gosh. And she said, "Oh dear, she didn't die, did she?" I said, "Yes, she did die." And it was like to me, it was so comical, but not for Heather, but it was for me because it was like, that's why I was off to care for my mom so that she could die at home. But she always asked all the time, so I'll miss, you know, her smile and asking how people are and how I am, and yeah, so I'll miss. So sorry, Heather, it is okay. Like I did make a few jokes about what you said to me after that, just so you know. My mom thinks it's okay too.
What are you excited for her to do next?
Oh gosh. I'm worried for you guys what she's going to do next. Who knows where she's going to go? You know what? I have no worries in the world that your mom has probably already got a list a mile long of things that she's got planned to do because she hasn't had time to do them because, you know, working full time her whole life.
I told her she should open an organic farm, and we're gonna miss her bringing us her eggs and her healthy food and try this and try that and all the concoctions she'd make and
enjoy retirement extremely. Yes. Take a break.
I will not say goodbye because we'll keep calling her to help out in the OR. I told her If she doesn't want to come, she has to have a bottle of wine right at the bedside and drink a glass of wine every morning. So when we call her, she's actually impaired to come. That would be the only solution to avoid coming back to the OR. She will not do that, so we'll just keep having her in the OR.
I just see Heather being really busy and continuing to give her support and her caring nature to whatever she does.
I know that Heather will live well and live a life that's spent and not saved, and that's all you can ask for anyway.
Heather, congratulations. I'm so happy that you've made it to retirement, and what an exciting time for your life. I really am happy for you. I'm not too far behind, I hope.
I wish you all the best in your retirement. It's been a pleasure working with you, and yeah, I hope to see you around town sometime.
You have been a good friend of mine, and I've enjoyed working with you. And I'm sitting with your wonderful daughter here, and I can see where she gets her looks. Good luck with everything. It's been nice working with you.
And remember, if after you've collected all of your fresh farm eggs and tired of your biking, skiing, snowshoeing, and traveling, you can always call me. I'm sure there is a volunteer position for you in day surgery. And again, congratulations on your retirement.
I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate her on an exceptional caring career and 30 years of tremendous service to our community and the patients. So well done, Heather.